nervous. I was nervous the first time I met him.
You don't understand, Prince. I have wanted to make love to you for my whole life. I'm sorry.
I was auditioning for an all-girl band that he was putting together.
So connected in a way.
Could you just say, Sherry, I love you?
Thank you.
Sherry, I loved you.
He'd never been like, we were playing guitar together in our, in our socks and underwear on the bed.
Drop the tea if I heard Prince come from the kitchen.
What if I told you that the Purple One's love life was just as legendary as his music? Prince wasn't just a master of melodies and guitar solos. He was also known for his relationships with some of the most fascinating women in entertainment history. From teenage dancers to Hollywood actresses, from fellow musicians to everyday people who caught his eye, Prince's romantic journey reads like a captivating novel filled with passion, heartbreak, and incredible music. Today, we're diving deep into the lives of Prince's former girlfriends and discovering what happened to these remarkable women after their time with one of music's greatest icons ended. Some found new love, others pursued completely different careers, and sadly, some are no longer with us. But each of their stories is absolutely fascinating, and you won't believe where some of them are today. So grab your favorite snack and get comfortable, because we're about to take you on an emotional roller coaster through Prince's love life and beyond. Trust me, some of these stories will absolutely blow your mind. Let's start with Susan Mui, a woman whose teenage years were forever changed by a chance encounter at a disco. Picture this. It's 1980 and 16-year-old Susan is out dancing when she meets the rising star Prince. Can you imagine being that young and suddenly being swept into the world of one of music's future legends? Their relationship lasted 5 whole years, from 1980 to 1985, during some of Prince's most important career moments. Susan became known for what people called a teenage Lolita image that Prince created, which sounds pretty controversial by today's standards. She was his main girlfriend during his famous Dirty Mind tour, traveling with him and experiencing the wild world of early 1980s rock and roll. But even though Prince had other relationships during this time, Susan stuck around and accepted his complicated love life. That must have been incredibly difficult for someone so young. Their relationship finally ended around 1985, probably because Prince kept falling for other women. But here's what's really sweet. Despite everything, Susan and Prince stayed in touch until the day he died in 2016. That tells you something special about their connection, doesn't it? So where is Susan today? Well, she's living a completely different life now. She splits her time between the United States and Trinidad and Tobago, far from the crazy music world she once knew. She got married, had 2 children, and became a successful businesswoman. In 2020, she and her son bought a restaurant called Handy Park Bistro in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. She also works as a real estate broker. It's amazing how she transformed from a teenage rock star girlfriend into a successful entrepreneur and loving mother. Now let's talk about someone whose stage name became legendary, Vanity. Her real name was Denise Matthews, and she was absolutely magnetic. As a lead singer of Vanity 6, she had this incredible mix of sexiness and attitude that audiences couldn't resist. Even today, people still listen to Nasty Girl, their biggest hit. Vanity and Prince's love story started like something out of a movie. They met at the American Music Awards in 1980, and Prince was so interested that he called her at 3 in the morning. Can you imagine getting a phone call from Prince at 3 a.m.? Their romance was intense and passionate, happening right when Prince was becoming a huge star. Prince didn't just love Vanity. He turned her into a star. He created Vanity 6 specifically for her and produced Nasty Girl, which became a massive hit. Their creative partnership was electric, but like many passionate relationships, it had problems. Vanity once said something really sad. I needed one person to love me, and he needed more. That pretty much sums up why their relationship couldn't last. They broke up in 1983, and Prince was so upset he didn't even go to her goodbye party at the famous First Avenue Club in Minneapolis. That shows how much their breakup hurt him. Vanity's life took some really dramatic turns after Prince. She became a born-again Christian and struggled with serious health problems after a near-fatal drug overdose in 1994 that badly damaged her kidneys. Tragically, She died in February 2016, just 2 months before Prince himself passed away. It's heartbreaking that these two people who shared such passion both left us in the same year. Prince actually dedicated a little red Corvette to her during one of his final tours, showing he never forgot their special connection. Let's move on to someone who became famous alongside Prince in one of his most important movies, Apollonia Kotero. You definitely know her from Purple Rain, the 1984 film that made Prince a movie star as well as a music legend. But here's something that might surprise you. Despite all their on-screen chemistry, they were never actually romantic in real life. Apollonia auditioned for the romantic lead in Purple Rain, and Prince, who was actually quite shy in person, saw something special in her. Their friendship lasted for decades, but was built on trust and companionship rather than romance. They talked on the phone late at night because Prince was a total insomniac, and Apollonia became his trusted friend. She did admit to having a crush on him once during a performance where he appeared shirtless and oily, but that was about as romantic as it got between them in real life. Prince was apparently quite the prankster and perfectionist, always challenging Apollonia to do her best work. Their last conversation happened just weeks before Prince died, and it was really touching. He told her he felt too thin, and they exchanged words of love. Not romantic love, but the deep affection of longtime friends. In 2024, Apollonia says she still feels Prince's presence everywhere. She went to therapy to help deal with losing her dear friend, holding on to all the beautiful memories of their decades-long friendship. Apollonia became the lead singer of Apollonia 6 for the movie's soundtrack and toured with Prince, but their bond was always more like family than anything else. Sometimes the strongest relationships aren't romantic at all, and there's proofs that. Now we come to Susanna Hoffs. Wait, no, that's not right. I'm talking about Susanna Melvoin, whose journey with Prince started when she was just 19 years old. She and her twin sister Wendy joined Prince's band Revolution, and Prince was immediately drawn to Susanna, even though she was dating someone else at the time. In the mid-1980s, Prince created a side project called The Family, and Susanna became one of the lead singers. Here's something incredible. Prince wrote the haunting song, Nothing Compares to You, specifically for her. Yes, that song that Sinead O'Connor made famous was originally written by Prince for Susanna. That shows just how deep their connection was, both personally and artistically. They got engaged during this period, which must have been exciting for both of them. But like many of Prince's passionate relationships, this one had its ups and downs too. Sadly, their engagement didn't last, and they eventually broke up. The exact reason why remains private, which is probably for the best. Some things should stay between the people who live them. But here's what's amazing about Susanna. She didn't let their breakup stop her from having an incredible career. Today, in 2024, she's still making music and art. She's worked with huge names like Madonna, Roger Waters, and Wendy and Lisa. She's even involved in a children's book and animation project based on Starfish and Coffee, a song she wrote with Prince in 1987. Susanna's ongoing creativity shows that her time with Prince helped her grow as an artist, and she's continued to evolve and thrive long after their relationship ended. That's really inspiring, isn't it? Let's talk about someone whose musical talents match Prince's own incredible skills. Sheila E. She's a phenomenal drummer and percussionist who had a special connection with Prince that lasted over 30 years. Their relationship started in the mid-1980s when they worked together on the song Erotic City. Prince was famous for helping new talents become stars, and he played a huge role in making Sheila E. famous. Their strong bond went way beyond just music. They secretly fell in love. In 1987, Prince proposed to Sheila E. during a romantic trip to Europe. Can you imagine getting proposed to by Prince in Europe? That sounds like a fairy tale. But their romance didn't last, even though they stayed close friends and continued performing together, creating some absolutely incredible music moments. However, after Prince died, Sheila E.'s actions caused some controversy among Prince's close friends and fans. Some people criticized her for what they saw as trying to keep herself in the spotlight by constantly talking about Prince after his death. She shared lots of memories of Prince on Instagram, but once she accidentally posted a photo of a different singer, thinking it was Prince. That was pretty embarrassing. Other musicians who worked with Prince, like saxophone player Adrian Crutchfield, got frustrated because it seemed like Sheila E.'s whole life after Prince revolved around him. Even Apollonia, who we talked about earlier, criticized Sheila E. for releasing a tribute song called Lemon Cake in 2020, calling it a desperate attempt to stay relevant. Despite all this controversy, nobody can deny that Sheila E. had a deep connection with Prince. Their shared musical history and the impact he had on her career continue to influence her life and work. Whether you think she's honoring his memory or trying to stay famous, there's no question that their bond was real and important to both of them. Now, let's discuss Jill Jones, a talented singer and actress who played a small but unforgettable role in Purple Rain. She portrayed a sweet nightclub performer who caught the eye of Prince's character, and even though her screen time was brief, she left a lasting impression. But Jill's story with Prince goes way beyond that movie. She was part of Prince's band and had a romantic relationship with him that grew behind the scenes. Fueled by their shared love of music, Prince, who was always thinking about how to reach different audiences, encouraged Jill to embrace her white heritage since she was biracial. He even had her dye her hair blonde, thinking it would help appeal to white audiences during performances and music videos. While that sounds pretty manipulative by today's standards, Jill appreciated that Prince gave biracial women like herself a voice in the music industry, even if it meant changing how they looked. She made real contributions to Prince's music projects, proving she was much more than just another girlfriend. Their romantic relationship eventually ended, though nobody knows exactly how long they were together. But their creative collaboration left a lasting mark on both their careers. Here's something really interesting about Jill's family background. In 2024, she paid tribute to Fuller Gordy, a Motown executive who was her mother's longtime companion. Fuller Gordy was a brother of Motown founder Berry Gordy, which means Jill has unexpected family connections to some of music's most important history. Today, Jill Jones' legacy remains connected to music history through both her relationship with Prince and her family's ties to Motown. Her personal and professional journey reflects how music can connect people across generations and create lasting bonds. Let's move on to someone from Hollywood. Kim Basinger, the acclaimed actress who had a brief but very public romance with Prince in the late 1980s. Their relationship started after Kim appeared on the soundtrack of the 1989 Batman movie, for which Prince created the iconic music. Kim was a huge movie star at the time, known for films like 9.5 Weeks and L.A. Confidential, while Prince was a global music sensation. When two major celebrities like this get together, the whole world pays attention, and their relationship was constantly in the media spotlight. Their romance was passionate, but pretty short-lived, lasting about a year before ending. The breakup happened because both of them were incredibly busy with their careers. Kim focused on acting, while Prince concentrated on his music. Sometimes, even when people care about each other, their professional lives make it impossible to stay together. During their time together, Kim and Prince were frequently photographed at glamorous events and parties. The media was fascinated by their relationship, partly because Kim came from the Hollywood world, while Prince represented something completely different in the music industry. By the early 1990s, their relationship had ended, and they both moved on to achieve even more success in their respective careers. Today, in 2024, Kim Basinger has mostly retired from acting, but remains a respected figure in Hollywood. She focuses on personal projects and charity work now, showing how her priorities have shifted from her earlier high-profile career. Kim occasionally talks about her time with Prince in interviews, remembering it as a unique and special chapter in her life. Even though it was brief, their relationship clearly meant something to both of them. Now let's talk about Anna Fantastic, whose real name is Anna Garcia. Prince gave her that amazing stage name, and her story with him is quite remarkable. Growing up in London with Sicilian, British, and American heritage, she spent her early years moving between London and the Netherlands. Her mother was a local band singer who introduced Anna to a wide range of music, from Billie Holiday to Madonna. Anna studied at the Sylvia Young Theatre School in London, developing her artistic talents. When she was just 15, her life changed dramatically when she met Prince at one of his London concerts. They connected immediately, and by the time she was 17, Anna was living with Prince in Minneapolis. Can you imagine moving to a different country to live with a world-famous musician when you're still a teenager? For her 18th birthday, Prince gave Anna a pink cashmere coat, which inspired a song, Pink Cashmere, that was released in 1993. That's such a romantic gesture, turning a birthday gift into a song that fans still love today. Anna's influence on Prince's music was significant. She inspired two songs on the 1989 Batman soundtrack, Vicky Waiting, originally titled Anna Waiting, and Lemon Crush, which was named after her favorite drink. She also wrote Fantasia Erotica, which appeared on Carmen Electra's 1992 debut album. The Batman soundtrack even credited her as Anna Fantastic. Despite their intense relationship, it eventually ended, but Anna's impact on Prince's music was lasting. After their breakup, she continued her artistic career, recording songs in the early to mid-1990s, including a cover of Marvin Gaye's Sexual Healing under her real name. She also worked with groups like L Switch and Positive Connection. Today, Anna Fantastic works as a singer, model, and executive producer. She created a documentary called Michael Jackson, The Last Photo Shoots, which explores the king of pop's final days. She's also composed music for major shows like The Oprah Winfrey Show and The Dr. Oz Show. Her diverse career shows how her time with Prince helped develop her artistic vision in many different directions. One of the most emotionally powerful stories involves Mayte Garcia, a dancer and singer whose love story with Prince was filled with both incredible joy and devastating heartbreak. Their relationship started in a really unusual way during a concert in Spain when Mayte was only 16. Her mother, who was a huge Prince fan, had sent a video of Mayte's belly dancing to one of Prince's backup dancers. Just 5 days later, Prince hired Mayte to dance in his Diamonds and Pearls tour. Can you imagine how exciting that must have been for a 16-year-old girl? As their relationship grew, Mayte's talents expanded beyond dancing. She also recorded vocals in both English and Spanish for Prince's albums. On Valentine's Day 1996, Prince and Mayte got married in Minneapolis, Prince's hometown. Mayte had inspired Prince's 1995 hit, The Most Beautiful Girl in the World, and she even helped design her own wedding dress with Prince's wardrobe designer. It sounds like a perfect fairy tale, doesn't it? But then tragedy struck in the most heartbreaking way possible. Later that year, Mayte gave birth to their son, Boy Gregory. Tragically, the baby had Pfeiffer syndrome, a rare genetic disorder that affects the skull and bones in the hands and feet. Boy Gregory lived for only 1 week, leaving both parents absolutely devastated. The loss of their son severely damaged their relationship. Even though they both grieved deeply, they struggled to find comfort in each other during this impossible time. By 1999, their marriage was annulled on their 3rd anniversary, and they officially divorced in 2000. Mayte described leaving Prince's world as a cultural shock, moving from the protected environment she had known to the streets of New York. Even after their separation, they remained on good terms until Prince's death, and Mayte has often spoken about the profound impact he had on her life. Despite the heartache challenges, Mayte remembers their time together as magical, a period filled with music, dancing, and creative freedom where she got to express herself in ways she never imagined. She has continued her career in dance and music, carrying forward the artistic spirit that first brought them together. Let's talk about Manuela Testolini, whose relationship with Prince was built on more than just romance. It was a partnership focused on making the world a better place. Their story began when Manuela worked as a consultant for Prince's foundation. It wasn't long before he noticed her special qualities. Within a year, they had fallen deeply in love, and by 2001, they were married in a private ceremony. Their marriage was unique because it combined romance with a shared passion for helping others. Manuela later founded the In a Perfect World Foundation, and Prince encouraged her to start her own charity work. Their foundation reflects their mutual dedication to making a difference in the world, focusing on empowering children and providing educational opportunities in underprivileged communities. It's beautiful when two people can combine their love with a mission to help others, isn't it? Despite their strong connection and shared goals, their relationship faced significant challenges. They separated in 2005, and by May 2006, their marriage was officially over. However, Even after their divorce, they maintained a close friendship, which says a lot about the kind of people they both were. Manuela continued to stay in touch with Prince, showing that their bond went beyond romantic love. She even reached out to him recently about a school she was building in his honor, which is such a touching tribute. Tragically, that school now stands as a memorial to Prince, whose influence continues to inspire people around the world. Today, Manuela Testolini has found happiness in her personal life. She's now married to Eric Benet, marking a new chapter while still honoring the memories of her past with Prince. Her foundation continues to work toward creating a perfect world where everyone, children and adults alike, understand that they can make a positive impact. Our final story is about Bria Valente, whose name is connected to both beautiful music and mystery. Her journey with Prince began when she was just 17 years old and aspiring to be a singer. Prince saw her potential and took her under his wing, and their professional relationship quickly became personal as they evolved from mentor and student into romantic partners. In 2009, Prince helped launch Bria's debut album Elixir, which came out alongside his own albums Lotus Flower and MPL Sound. Bria's smooth, mellow style was a perfect match for Prince's musical vision, and her voice also appeared on his 2007 album Planet Earth, making a lasting impression on his work. Their romance was a beautiful blend of creativity and passion, marked by their musical collaborations. However, their relationship faced difficulties after Bria's 2012 single Tonight, which was produced by Prince and released by a Swiss label called Purple Music. Unfortunately, her music career stalled after that, with no further releases. Despite their artistic chemistry, their relationship eventually ended. In 2010, Bria converted to become a Jehovah's Witness, aligning her spiritual path with Prince's own faith. Although their shared religion brought them closer in some ways, it couldn't save their romantic relationship. After their breakup, Bria married Alex Ree in 2013, marking a completely new phase in her life. She has since moved away from the music scene to focus on her personal life and faith, showing how people's priorities can change over time. Looking back on her time with Prince, it's clear that their relationship was one of profound influence and mutual growth. Despite eventually parting ways, Bria's journey from a young protege to a briefly rising star, and now to someone focused on personal reflection and faith, illustrates the complex nature of romance, mentorship, and the challenges of building a music career while being connected to such a legendary figure. What's remarkable about all these stories is how differently each woman's life unfolded after their time with Prince ended. Some found new love and started families. Others built successful business careers. And many continue creating music and art. Some sadly are no longer with us, but their contributions to Prince's music and their own achievements ensure they won't be forgotten. These relationships show us that Prince wasn't just a musical genius. He was someone who deeply affected the lives of everyone who got close to him. Whether their relationships lasted months or years, whether they ended in friendship or heartbreak, each of these women carries a piece of Prince's legacy forward in their own unique way. From Susan Mui running her restaurant in Florida to Susanna Melvoin creating children's books, from Manuela Testolini's charitable foundation to Anna Fantastic's documentary work, these women have all found ways to honor their past while building meaningful futures. Prince may be gone, but through these remarkable women and the music they inspired, his influence continues to touch lives around the world. Their stories remind us that behind every great artist are the people who love them, supported them, challenged them, and ultimately helped shape the music that still moves us today. If you found these stories as fascinating as I did, make sure to hit that like button and let me know in the comments which of these relationships surprised you the most. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss our deep dives into music history and the incredible people who shaped it. Share this video with anyone who loves Prince's music or great love stories. Trust me, they'll thank you for it. Until next time, keep the music alive and remember that every song has a story worth telling.